My hatred for Ubisoft knows no bounds at this point. I've been thinking about making this video for a while now, ever since they released the Assassin's Creed 4 remake trailer. Now it's finally out, and it feels like a good time to say something about all these remakes they keep releasing. I mean, are you telling me that the same Ubisoft that made Assassin's Creed Shadows is now gonna improve one of the most beloved entries in the franchise? It feels like we're just spinning in circles looking for good old games that people praised, making them worse by changing the gameplay, censoring them, then pretending the originals were so shitty that they just had to be remade. It feels like an industry-wide gaslight, really. I mean, imagine having the audacity saying that your modern, sanitized version of the game is the true, definitive experience that the original developers intended for you to have. You see, the Black Flag remake is way better because this time it has 1,000 times more foliage. Demon Souls remake is better because the fat official is now covered in boils and looks like a contestant on The Biggest Loser. What does Miyazaki know about his own art style? So what if we fuck the art style, the atmosphere and everything? Who gives a shit? They're gonna buy it anyway. Resident Evil 4 remake is now better because you can move around while you aim. So what if every action you take feels sluggish? Don't you know what momentum is, buddy? You know, every single third-person shooter has to have momentum, just like Red Dead Redemption 2, otherwise it fucking sucks. And Final Fantasy VII had to be split into 3 parts, all costing $70 because it just had to, okay? Speaking of money, that's the whole point of these things. What do you think Ubisoft would rather have? You buying a 13-year-old game for $5 or buying this new game that they've so painstakingly copied for $60? Plus, if you could just buy these new costume DLCs for $20 more, that would be great. So many perfectly playable games are getting remade these days. Like RE4, the game that's been released on a trillion fucking platforms, it was remade because the modern gamer doesn't want to play something clunky with ugly old graphics. You are an actual baby if you think like this. If you've ever made fun of ball and gun gamers for buying slop every year, and then you buy a remake of a video game that's still perfectly playable, you're an actual fucking imbecile. These are your brethren, buddy. Like, picture this. RE4, one of the most acclaimed video games in history. You're saying you can't play it because it doesn't play like The Last of Us. The game that practically invented the modern third-person shooter, you can't play it because the controls are not standardized. Because it doesn't play like The Last of Us, it's suddenly clunky and shitty, and it always has been. Shit, not even The Last of Us is safe, that got remade too. You know, I actually kinda liked the art style of the original Last of Us. Remember when that was considered like the most realistic looking game ever? That's why I can't stand these remakes with realistic graphics. How long until they make the next most photorealistic entry in the franchise and these current remakes start to look like shit? Of course, you'll buy the next remake for $100, won't you? Not including the DLC, of course. Photorealism really ruins everything it touches, doesn't it? They add foliage everywhere, change character designs in subtle ways, move shit around on the map and tell you, see, we didn't completely waste our time. Same thing happens with the stories and the writing. They just sanitize everything in subtle ways, ruin the pacing, and just make characters less funny, less cool, less expressive. Hey Capcom, I love the It fight in RE4.
Can't remember the name, huh? A senior moment, perhaps.
I sure hope it's as cool as it was in the original. Oh, we removed it and put in the DLC you have to pay extra for. Oh well, did you add anything new? You get a shit ton of side quests that waste your fucking time. But you just can't say these things because you'll get crucified for disrupting the status quo like Crowdcat. Sorry buddy, you can only shit on games that the gaming hive mind considers shitty. It's really a wonder the Prince of Persia remake got booed off the internet. That was only because it looked offensively ugly. Otherwise it would be praised to high heavens. Remakes are just what you get from an industry that's completely lacking in imagination, that doesn't know what the fuck to do. Let's see, what other remakes are they making right now? Oh yeah, The Witcher 1. Because of course, you gotta standardize your every RPG, you know? You can't have different gameplay styles in every entry. So The Witcher 1 is gonna be, of course, open world. It's gonna have the gameplay system of The Witcher 3. And I really fucking hate the way they did the RPG elements in The Witcher 3. It's like they turned it into fucking Borderlands for no reason. So you kill an enemy, pick up a regular looking sword, and you can't use it because you're level 4 and the sword is level 10. And when you pick up some legendary magic sword, you can't use it for long because next time you level up, all the regular swords are gonna be out DPSing it. Not to mention the stupid little pointless stats that they got going, like 0.5% poison damage when it's a full moon or some shit. Whatever happened to unique, cool weapons that really make a difference? In the books, Geralt gets a magic sword with cool runes and shit, and it works both on humans and monsters, and he keeps that sword for the rest of the series. Now imagine if he had to change his fucking sword every chapter because the fucking Nilfgaardian scaled his level or some bullshit. That's how it feels when you put this fucking system in a story-driven game, okay? Anyway, tangent over, let's go back to remakes. Ocarina of Time. Nintendo thought, hey, everyone else is making money off of these, so why not us? And why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they? They have every right to, you know? Nintendo fans are really fucking stupid. They just love getting scammed by Nintendo. Anyway, back to Ubisoft. Rayman Legends Retold. I don't know why they would make it 3D, you know? It has a perfectly fine art style. Again, they're just trying to convince you that they didn't waste their fucking time by making this. Also, thank you God for not making me a Rayman fan, because waiting for Rayman 4 would make me lose my fucking mind. They seem to now believe that buying this stupid remake will convince Ubisoft to finally make Rayman 4, but that doesn't fucking happen, does it? These developers can make any game they want whenever they want. If you didn't convince them after Rayman Origins and after Rayman Legends, that they're never fucking making it, okay? Like, be realistic for a second. It's way easier to make a fucking video game that you already made. I mean, that's why they're doing it. I mean, the last Assassin's Creed game gave them really bad PR. I mean, everyone knew it was gonna be dog shit. They released it, it was dog shit. And now they're like, remember when we used to make good games? Here they are again for $60 again. Mark my words, they're gonna remake Beyond Good and Evil, and the fans are gonna convince themselves that they'll finally get Beyond Good and Evil 2 if they just buy enough copies. If they ever touch Splinter Cell again, these Frenchies will be fucking toast. In Minecraft?
No, in real life.
Alright, let's see, Persona 4 is getting remade. Again, pointless. It's already been ported to every single platform there is. You can find it on the PC, on the PS2, in Timbuktu, everywhere you can possibly imagine. But they're remaking it anyway because it's not easy and quote-unquote accessible enough, and some of the dialogue might hurt someone's feelings. You know, I've read somewhere that as we eat more and more processed food, our jaw muscles are getting weaker and weaker. Wonder what that's all about. The Persona 3 remake was pointless too. You could just emulate the original like I did about 2 years ago. Emulation is a perfectly valid way to play games. It's so simple, it's literally plug and play. It's been simple for decades. I played Ocarina of Time on my phone 11 years ago, and it's gotten even better in the meantime. These days, gamers actually demand the remakes, you know? I see it on Twitter, on Reddit, on YouTube, fucking everywhere. Oh, Assassin's Creed 2 was a good game. When is that gonna be remade? Oh, they gotta remake New Vegas, dude. Holy shit. Oh, they gotta remake Deus Ex, dude. Gamers just keep demanding the devs handhold them every step of the way, and they gladly pay for it every fucking time. Imagine that you're at the start of a marathon. You don't really feel like running, so you call a taxi. At the end you say, wow, that was a really cool race. I'm glad I finally got to experience that. You really think you experienced the true definitive Resident Evil 4 because you played the modern remake with shittier gameplay, modern writing, and shittier cinematography? And I just love it when they say you're blinded by nostalgia for criticizing it. Buddy, you're getting one shot by nostalgia. You're getting sold reheated, re-microwaved pizza, and they're telling you that it's freshly baked out of the oven. All you're buying is name recognition. They know they aren't capable of making good new games, so they gaslight you and say that because it's called Assassin's Creed Black Flag, you can ignore that the gameplay is just copied from Assassin's Creed Shadows. You can't get a better game from a studio that's become worse in every way. And they have the audacity to fucking sell you additional bullshit on top of it that costs more than the game itself. Are you seriously telling me that this gaudy Fortnite looking bullshit is worth $10? And they're even selling the shit that you can unlock by just synchronizing the map for free. And I love it when they say all these DLCs are optional. The video game is fucking optional too. They're like, hey, if they're gonna buy this reheated piece of dog shit anyway, might as well nickel and dime them some more while we're at it. So in closing, I want you, yes you, to stop being a dickhead and rewarding these companies when they try to sell you a worse version of shit that you already own. Okay, rant over. See you in a year, I guess.